Exciting times here in My Market Kitchen. We've got Adam here from Wine Selectors today, mate. Always good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Me back.
It's always a pleasure. The whole reason behind what we're doing here is we're talking about what grows together goes together.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's the concept that we're working with. Today we're heading in the region of Tasmania. So really well known for things like Pinot, Chardonnay, sparkling.
Yes.
We're ticking a couple of those boxes today. Obviously, Tasmania produces some incredible salmon, and for me, something that I've started to throw into my routine at home is doing up just some homemade nigiri. Those little sort of rice parcels with the lovely sashimi over the top, a little bit of wasabi, Kewpie mayo. We all know it takes a decade or more to become a sushi master. This is very much a home job. Okay, so we've broken it down. There's still a lot going on here, so it could be a difficult one to match and to balance. You've got that sort of oily fattiness in the beautiful salmon with the avocado. We're gonna have wasabi.
Okay.
Seasonings in the rice, which is rice, wine, vinegar, sugar, and salt. So I've given you the rundown on what we're going to be cooking, essentially. What are we going to run with?
Well, I've got two of the wines that you mentioned before, wine styles. So I've got Pinot Noir and I've got a sparkling wine. So above and beyond, Tasmania is the epicenter of sparkling wine production in Australia. It's not the oldest region, but it certainly is the region that's kind of taken sparkling and made it their own.
Being in the restaurant game myself, I think I do hear a lot of chatter about where Australia's going with its winemaking. There's always that conversation, and it can be a bit of a to and fro. Can the Aussies do sparkling just as good, if not better, than the French, who have always been the traditional owners of that title?
Yes,
can we match it with them?
As wine drinkers in Australia, we know we can do great Shiraz, great Cabernet, Pinot, Sauvignon Blanc, you name it.
It's like sticking to our strengths.
Exactly. Sparkling's always been that style of wine that I think the French have had the rights on because of champagne, the way it's marketed, its luxury kind of feel. It isn't actually wine, it's a luxury brand or it's a luxury item.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean? But if there's one region in the world, one country in the world that the French are kind of keeping in the rearview mirror, it's Tasmania. We're nipping at the heels, put it that way. Wine Selectors, we've drawn a line in the sand and we only support Australian wine producers.
Awesome.
Because we think we have some of the best produce in the world, best grape growers, best winemakers.
So varietals.
And varietals as well.
We're kind of spoiled for choice, aren't we? With the different climates that we have, there's not too much that we can't grow.
And so to us, we'd love nothing more than people next time they have sushi like you're making or a celebration, sit outside and open a bottle of fizz for it to be Australian, Tasmanian if you will, rather than champagne. And I think you're going to be very, very grateful. It's a great sound though, isn't it?
It's always a great sound.
Mate. Cheers.
Cheers. So what are we looking for here?
Well, this is a blend of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, so the two varieties that you noted on before. It's made the same way champagne is. We've taken what their method of production is and we've copied it, which is great.
That's fine.
Exactly.
It's all up for grabs.
So you're getting a real brightness and nerviness about this wine. It's refreshing.
All right, so I've just sort of trucked along here, right, and I've seasoned up our rice. So it's quite an intense mix of the rice, wine, vinegar, the sugar and the salt. Okay, and jump online to the website and get the exact measurements for this. So the measurements of the rice, wine, vinegar of the seasonings for 3 cups of rice. So for 3 cups to make enough nigiri for 4 people. Okay, so you're gonna be able to feed the family, no dramas. We've got the red onion sliced up, avo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this. So this is something I've actually never worked with before. I think that's why I'm giving it to you. So it all goes pear-shaped. No. It's very straightforward. So it's wasabi powder. Okay, so it's a Japanese like dehydrated wasabi powder. Cool. And all we're going to do, you've obviously had wasabi many times. It's got that note to it. So we're just going to go a little bit of water, just bit by bit until we make a paste.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. I've never well, you're getting all that aromatic power now.
Here it comes.
That'll get you.
All right, so you're gonna mix the wasabi. We've got the rice just relaxing here. We're just gonna let it cool down, come down to about room temp. There's one thing I wanted to just show these guys at home. So the key with sushi rice, okay, is the washing. Like you must wash it until the water's clear. This is just a small sample. Bowl, water, and a whisk. So what that's doing is just agitating the grains and you're almost getting them to sort of brush together and wash off as much starch as possible. So I'm gonna give you a quick run through of how to just shape one of these guys, all right? So I just get a little bit of water on my hands and we just kind of squeeze it with one and just try and shape it with the others, okay? You can be quite firm with it because you
Yeah.
do want it to really stick together and hold.
Yep.
And then we're just gonna sit them down like that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna gift you with that job.
Magic.
You start shaping them, I'll start
Okay.
slicing salmon.
No problem.
And then we can start sipping on a bit of bubbles and enjoying some
Sounds perfect.
beautiful homemade nigiri.
So I'm going to pour a little glass of Pinot Noir for you while you're there.
Done.
So I know I can do this.
So what's the alcohol content of a Pinot?
Well,
They're
it's
like your bigger reds.
look at the higher end. It can get to 13.5, 14.
Okay.
Which some Shiraz and Cabernet,
Yeah.
for instance,
Yeah.
can get to. But I think the beauty of Pinot is it's always light to medium body in weight.
Yep.
So despite that alcohol, it's more of a subtle, elegant style of red wine. And I think Pinot and other varieties like Grenache actually work well with full flavoured seafood.
Yep.
Salmon, tuna, trout, things like that.
Yep.
So
Because
that's,
they can stand up to it.
they can stand up
Yeah.
to it. And Pinot, in comparison to those other varieties, is a bit softer. Its tannin profile is softer.
Yep.
So again, you've got the fattiness of this fish, fat, tannin kind of interplay. That's what I'm going for anyway.
And I think on the surface it looks quite like this looks quite delicate, but once you start to break it down and look at the flavour profiles in there,
Yeah.
there's some there's a bit going on.
Yeah. There we go. I'm better at red onion than I am rice.
That was very
rolling.
dainty.
Was, wasn't it?
Yeah, there you are.
There you go.
All right, okay. Grab one of these. Just a little.
So is it
Little
what?
bit.
You just got soy?
Just a little bit of soy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. That's very good.
I'm waiting for it. And it starts to burn about there.
Just straight up through your nose, doesn't it?
And you've got to just breathe it out. No, that's really good.
That's magic.
Really nice, super fresh.
Really good. So Tasmanian Sparkling, I think that's a winner with that. Tasmanian Pinot, I think for anyone who likes red wine,
Yep.
try it with next time you've got fish. Any other type of Japanese cuisine too, or salmon in general, I think it's something that you shouldn't discount.
When you've got that in your mouth and you've got the fattiness of the salmon, the creaminess of the avocado, the little bit of Kewpie mayo, the texture of the rice, it's all quite smooth and creamy, and then the oily note.
Yeah.
That just cleans it right up, but doesn't override it. Mint.
And
Absolutely
mate,
mint.
if you want any more information on Tasmanian Sparkling, wineselectors.com.au, that's the spot to go. And I'm going to go and eat my very large
I better
piece
get
of
you a knife and fork.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.